ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Report to the People. You're watching a wonderful show today, and I'm just welcoming you here. I'm welcoming myself back. I know you've missed me, but I'm here, and we will be back. I have Siddiq Muhammad here again, and he's going to help us stay fit for life. And starting off, I wanted to get fit for life, and I want you fit for life. So when we take a quick break, get up and do a little exercise real quick, but don't go far. You're watching Report to the People, and I'm Jerry Patterson. We'll be right back.
It is great to see so many young people in one room. Thanks for setting this up. So, Siddiq Muhammad.
Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't give you enough time to exercise, but you have a chance. We have Siddiq Muhammad, the exercise fitness person, personal trainer to the stars. Yes, the star Ed and Shirley Callahan, and many other people like the beautiful young lady sitting next to me, Miss Berry, Niquitta. She has lost like what, 30 pounds in a short period of time. Oh, wow. From working out with Siddiq Muhammad. You've seen him on this show before. Chicago Fit for Life, and he's helping us get fit. And especially, well, all of us, but especially my people who call themselves, well, I shouldn't say it, but the church folks. They go to the all you can eat after church. And then, I mean, after they get full off the spiritual word, then they go and eat all that they can eat. Then what do? You sit back and, like me, you go to sleep. So he's trying to get us fit for life, just on for exercise and everything. Siddiq, welcome again to Report to the People.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Now, what have you been doing lately?
It's been a list of different things. We've been doing exercise boot camps, weight loss contests, trying to incorporate faith and fitness just for all the believers.
Faith and fitness. While we're at it, give them your contact information so he can come to a church near you.
All of our information can be found on our website, www.chicagofitforlife. That's chicagofitforlife.com.
All right. So that you can get fit. The boot camp.
Yeah.
Is it strenuous?
Well, Niquitta has attended all of our exercise classes, so I'll let her tell you about that.
I wouldn't say it's actually strenuous because they have multiple levels. So if you are an advanced fitness person, then obviously you can do some of the extreme exercises. However, if you're a beginner, then they don't discourage you. They don't make you feel bad. They actually work with you, and they give you modified exercises so that you can actually participate and, feel like you're achieving what needs to be done with the class until you get to that level of the, fit person.
So how long did it take you?
Oh my goodness. I've been working out with Siddiq now for, it's 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years. And I know that when I initially started, I don't think I thought I was out of shape or overweight. But as I started to lose weight and see a difference in my clothes, then I knew that that was definitely something that I wanted to stick with. So I would say that over a year is when I saw that initial weight loss of about 27 pounds. And then I kind of plateaued. And you have to do some things. I think, one of my biggest challenges, like you say, you get out of church, you want to have a good meal. But I've learned to not overdo it or sit back or lay down after, I have a meal. I have to stay moving, keep busy, and it makes it work. So, that's how I got to that additional, few pounds to make sure that I keep it off. I just have to stick with it.
All right. So you didn't feel bad when you first went in. Well, to yourself, did you think you were overweight?
Not at all. It wasn't until I looked at before and after pictures that I saw the difference. When you see it, that's when it really resonates for you. I never ever really thought I might. You think you get older, you're supposed to put on a few pounds. I had put on a lot of pounds. So
And we think in terms at times, each year you may put on 4 pounds, 5 pounds. Give 5 years, then it goes on more. And you think 5 years, oh, I put on 20, 25 pounds.
it happens. It happens quickly.
So each year, and then all of a sudden you want to lose weight. So I don't think we should become discouraged when in 3 months we don't lose it.
No, you
And
have
it
to
took
stick
you
with
longer than 3 months to put it on.
Absolutely, absolutely. When you're talking about results, that's why we say faith and fitness, because you have to activate your faith, because when you think about sowing a seed, it's something that happens underground, so you don't actually see it. So within a day, 2 days, 3 days, results are happening, even though they may not be visible. So you're overcoming some obstacle, or breaking up something in your mind that made you say that you couldn't initially do it. I have this thing where I say you don't realize that you're out of shape until you exercise. So the first day something happens, even if it's just a realization to yourself.
Okay, you're right. And we have those strongholds in our minds.
Absolutely.
Just as before we started taping, I said that my family was so poor and we ate basic food. We had beans almost every day, at least 5 times a week. And I swore to myself that when I got grown and on my own, I was not going to eat beans again. Never. I was like Scarlett O'Hara. I shall never be poor again. I will never eat beans again. Well, I found out that beans are healthy for you. We're supposed to eat at least 3 servings 3 times a week. So I eat them. But we can just think the stronghold in our minds. We just have to let go of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. The Bible says if you resist the devil, then he will flee from you. Because one of the things that happens is just in your act of resisting, you're realizing that there's a problem. So the stronghold is very, very serious, but it can be overcome. You can change anything about yourself. Weight loss is just something that you're displaying to the world. But when you start exercising, when you start losing weight, when you start feeling better, then there are a lot of other things around you that'll change too. It improves your confidence, discipline. I mean, sticking to a schedule. There's so many different things that are engaged when you start exercising.
Wow, discipline.
Discipline.
So we have to change our mindset too for the discipline. The Bible says to renew our minds.
Yes.
Renew our minds. So as we renew our minds, then we can renew our bodies. Start eating right,
Yes.
exercising. So you come in and most of us need personal trainers. We may think, well, we can't afford a personal trainer, but then there's like in a group.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether two or three are gathered in our name, so also is He. So what happens is you shouldn't do it alone. You shouldn't try to go on making any changes alone. Try to get other people involved, because you don't eat alone. You didn't get in your situation by yourself, so you get as many people involved, and that's what we're doing in our January weight loss challenge. We're trying to get as many people as we can involved, so we're giving away $1,000 to the individual who loses the most weight, percentage-wise, and the more people that we have, the better time that we have.
Okay, and you said percentage-wise. So if I need to lose 30 pounds and I lose that, and I may think, well, someone else needs to lose 60, and if they lose all of it, that doesn't mean that they may win or
No, the person, it can be, someone can lose 10 pounds and win if someone loses 30. So if you're 300 pounds and another person's 200 pounds, to make it fair, we go percentage-wise, not just actual poundage. And even at Niquitta Berry's, at her job, what we're doing is she arranged something for all of her employees that we're doing a weight loss challenge as well.
Wonderful. And the reason I said that was because I don't want to discourage you. You have 10 pounds to lose, maybe 15 really. Get it off. Join the weight loss program so that you can get this weight off and keep it off. It's for life. Tell us about the job.
Well, you know what? As I got in shape, I felt like I should share it with someone. One of the things they talk about when you leave in church is the benediction. What you've received in there, you're supposed to share it. If you keep it to yourself, then you're really not doing the work of what you're supposed to be doing. So
That's right.
my whole thing
Outside
with
those
that
four
is,
walls.
you know, I learned that there's a better way to live. There's a healthier way to live. There are things you need to do in order to live a better life. So I came up with the idea that I need to do that for my staff. You know, I require a lot of them in terms of what the expectations are of work. But when it talks about a healthy life is work-life balance. A healthy life is living a healthier life. So I introduced that idea, and a lot of times, you know, people get motivated by a competition. People get motivated by working out with others. As you said, if you do it by yourself, it's difficult to motivate yourself. But when you have your coworkers coming with you and say, hey, are you coming to the challenge today? Are you going to go and work out today? It works better. So we were able to rally up a group of 25 employees that participated in the actual challenge. And I remember, you know, as the classes started, people were very apprehensive. We only had maybe about 10 people show up the first day to work out. And then as they heard it, another person showed up or someone else wanted to be a part of it. And by the end of it, they were motivated. Like they, to this day, contact Siddiq, like, when is the next one? When are we going to do it again? You know, last year was called Fall into Fitness because we did it in the fall. So this year we're doing the gift of fitness. So we're doing it during this holiday season.
The gift of fitness. It's like, and it is a gift of life.
Yes.
So you all are holding each other accountable.
Absolutely.
When you have a partner, someone with you, it's more, you know, it's motivational.
It is.
You know, it's like not like sitting eating ice cream alone. You'll eat too much, but if someone comes and sit with you, you'll say, "Are you going to eat all of that?"
And you'll watch what you're eating when you know that you're working out with others, because they'll say, "Girl, you know you shouldn't have that." And you feel, you know, you feel subconscious about it. But if you have everyone's like, "Oh, well, give me a bag too," then at that point, you know, it's about who you surround yourself with. So surround yourself with those and encourage those around you to be as healthy as you want to be, and it'll help you on your journey.
And then you eat healthier now too?
Yes.
Okay.
I know that I'm not perfect, but at the end of the day, I realized that I had to make a lot of changes in what I was eating. So, you know, fast food, you know, when you're living independently and you're working a lot, it's easy to go through a drive-through, pick up something, and eat it on the way home. It's probably the worst thing you can possibly do.
That's right.
It's the worst thing you could possibly
full
do.
of sodium, the fried foods, you know. So it's sodium, fat, everything, which is hard to get rid of.
It's very hard.
You know, and then it makes your, you know, it really makes you unhealthy, because then your heart has to beat faster.
Your joints ache.
Yes, your joints ache, and it's not old age. You know, your joints will ache if you're eating the wrong foods, and, you know, and it's clogging your arteries.
Yes.
Some people may think, oh, I'm only 40, I have time to do this, but then before you know it, you need bypass surgery, or have an artery open, stents put in, or heart attacks, a stroke, because you kept eating too much and no exercise.
Well, what we're seeing now, and if you look at the Center for Disease Control statistics, you are seeing individuals who are getting on medication earlier and earlier, and what's happening is the medication that they're using is creating another sickness or another ailment in their body. So then they're 2, and then they're 3. It's almost like a snowball effect. So last year alone, in the year 2014, 400,000 deaths will be attributed to preventable health-related diseases. So these are individuals that are just gaining too much weight, not exercising, and they can't offset being sick. So what we're really trying to do with the Chicago Fit for Life Company is encourage any and everyone to start today, to start to make a difference. Don't use a medication for 5, 10, 15 years and try to live. Most medication is made for you to get on it and get off.
That's right.
So that's one of the things that we're really trying to do.
Working in healthcare, I've seen a trend of the clients that we receive being younger and younger, and that is contributed to the lifestyles that they live, whether it be the way they eat or if they're not exercising, and it causes problems. So, you know, in order to live a better life, you've got to actually make better decisions in terms of what you're doing, because it concerns me when I have clients who are my age, who are patients in a long-term care facility because they haven't taken care of themselves.
Yes, I've met some ladies in a nursing facility that are, just 99 years young. Or 90, I'd say old then. 99 years old. One of them, her birthday is December 31st. The other is February 3rd. They will be 100 years old.
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive.
They are, just because of age, I guess, whatever, they are, you know, in the facility for care, but they are very active. The
Yeah.
caregivers cannot keep up with them. They're in their
Wow.
wheelchairs. They don't want them to stand because they're afraid they'll fall unassisted. So they're running down the halls just with their feet. They're not rolling the wheelchair like this with the feet. And I'm like, wow.
That's
I'm going to
impressive.
keep up with you, young ladies.
That's impressive.
And one of the ladies looked like she has done yoga or something. She said she was just the year before just able to sit and do some things on the floor, fold her legs. I can't do that. I mean, the way she do. So, but she's 99. So she kept up with, they both did their health for years. So if we take care of our health early, then we won't need these medications. I have seen, I'm sure you all have too, people that are on medications and then they start exercising and doing well, eating better, then they can come off the medication.
Yes.
Absolutely, I've seen it. I've seen it many times. And most doctors, what we're really seeing a trend of now is doctors that are prescribing medication somewhat prematurely because individuals have not made the lifestyle changes or suggestions that they've given them to actually improve their health. So
Yes.
with the medication, there are steps to get off of it, but you have to be open. You have to listen, and you have to apply those things to your life.
That just made me think we live in a microwave society.
Absolutely.
so.
I want it now instantly. Just give me a pill and make it just magically happen for me. You think that's some of the people's mentality?
Oh, absolutely. Everything is fast paced nowadays. I
And
mean,
it's scary.
quicker
It's
and quicker
scary.
and quicker. Yeah. So I
But
see
it's
that a
not the
lot.
best way. But a miracle could happen. A miracle. You already said it. That the doctors will, they will take the medication, exercise, work with it to get better, and then get healed. That's the miracle. Now you probably wonder, how's that a miracle? Whenever Jesus Christ heals someone, just think about, in all instances, he would ask them, do you want to be healed? Do you believe? Do you want to? So they had a part to play in it. He didn't just miraculously anoint them, okay, be thou healed. No, they had a part to play in it. He said, you want to, so if you want to, the man that picked up his bed and walked, part of it wasn't anything magical. The man got up and he picked the bed up. There wasn't, so if you're laying in bed, you have a big king size bed, pick it up and walk. Get up and tell your body, we've had enough rest. Dr. Margaret Burroughs, the late Dr. Margaret Burroughs said, there's time for sleeping when you're dead. So get up, do what you have to do today. So you have the energy, do it today.
Yes.
So if a person is, wanting to get well, then they'll have to change their mindset, follow the doctor's instructions, the health ones, and exercise. Now, when is the next, you're coming up January. Where is this going
January
to be?
4th, Hillcrest High School with former NFL cornerback Marquise Cole, choreographer, dancer, aerobic instructor Imani Josie, my brother and one of the best fitness instructors in our class, Eugene Boyd, the whole Chicago Fit for Life team, Donnie Smith, Halima Muhammad, Valencia Ward. It'll be a list of others, and we're all going to be at Hillcrest High School January 4th from 7 to 8 p.m. For our $1,000 weight loss challenge, and all that information is available on our website at chicagofitforlife.com, and that's where you can RSVP, and we're going to have a good time.
I know I'm going to have to get there because I gained just 2 pounds to my 30 pounds overweight. I'll be nice and slender.
Okay.
And so I lost the 2 pounds after the holidays. How nice.
Amen.
Very nice. But it's a start.
Congratulations.
But I'm going to walk more, exercise more, because God told me that I could live a long time. But I'm waiting. I was waiting to hear what he had said. He said, get up. Up. And when I'm waiting for more dialogue. He didn't say anything else. Then I walked to the window. And then as soon as I looked out of the window, he said, go walking. I'm like, Lord, what kind of answer is that? I want to hear something like, yes, daughter, you're going to live to 120. But he said, go walking. I said, oh, I get it. I'm no dummy. Cardiovascular. Lord, the way you answer. Oh, cardiovascular. So I had to go walking to exercise so that my heart could
Get
be
that heart pumping.
keep the
That blood
heart
flowing,
pumping.
yes.
What about ladies? We live in a society now that is telling the mainly young ladies that you're weighing 200-300 pounds and you're only 5 feet 6, 5'4", maybe 5'7", but you're weighing 300-400 pounds. And they're going through this thing about, oh, you're beautiful, just have the confidence, you look good. We have a size 22 that you can get into. Oh, you're maybe 18, but you know, I think that's not. I mean, to have the confidence, but change. You're still beautiful, but you are unhealthy.
Yeah, we're not talking about aesthetics when you're talking about health, and that's where the rubber meets the road, so to
Yes.
speak. Individuals will take it personal when you say lose weight, as if you're saying that person is unattractive or they're not a beautiful person or a good person. So you are seeing a lot of advertisements because it is becoming profitable because everyone is overweight. Look, purchase this, buy this. People are just trying to make money. And the
Yes.
entire time, what's happening to young girls is you're not actually increasing their level of confidence
Yes.
because they can't do things that they're seeing a slimmer, trimmer person do. So they realize that it's a problem. So you'll see the made-up faces on these obese individuals or the airbrush skin as if this is what's going on. But their entire time, they don't show that person waking up in the morning with lower back pain, with knee pain, just with gout, type 2 diabetes as early as 16, 17 years old. There's a lot of other problems that come with that. And it's not just about being beautiful and being confident and taking pictures for Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
It's something more deeper than that. So I've seen it as well.
Right. So if they exercise, get on a regimen of daily exercise, eating properly, it will take some time because most of them have gained this weight since grammar school, high
Absolutely.
school,
Absolutely.
and now they're 25, 30 years old
At
and
our,
above.
at our January boot camp, we're actually going to spend some time at the end of the class preparing healthy smoothies with fruits and vegetables to show individuals how they can just put something in a drink. If you are on the go, you can still eat healthy. So my business partner Antoine Mitchell and I, we came up with this idea of refuel, where we're going to refuel every individual for the rest of the week with fruits and vegetables in a delicious smoothie-like flavor, and then you're just going to come stop by that table, and then you'll have it to be on the go. So for those individuals who are younger and different things, you want to develop true confidence, not just perceived confidence, where it's deep, and you can only do that by loving yourself. If you see someone that are extremely fit and they're extremely in shape, they don't have to tell you that they love themselves. They're showing you.
Yes. And those smoothies will make their skin beautiful. It will
Absolutely.
make their eyes glow.
A lot of the impurities that are in the things that we eat cause a lot of those, concerns with your skin or your eyes. But when you're doing better, then you can see it. And it's important not just for those who are overweight, but those who are slim as well, because a lot of slim people feel they don't have to work out. They don't have to eat right because that's
This is
just a
true.
natural build. But in reality, they have a lot of things that are happening on the inside that is not healthy for them. It makes it difficult for them to be able to function physically because they're not strong enough, or they don't have the developed muscles, or they don't have, the things that they need to do in order to live a healthy life. So it's not really about, like you said, it's not about the size that you are. It's about the healthy life that you're living.
That's right. And so that you can live longer.
Yes.
We have people in their young people, 30s, 40s, a few teens that are dropping dead from heart attacks, certain heart attacks, heart failure.
That's terrible.
It is, but it can get an exam, make sure you're physically fit enough, get your exam, and then find out about your body, and then eat and exercise, right? And then you can live longer, healthier. I want to thank Dr. Professor Stephen Smith, for challenging his biology class to eat healthier starting from August to December. He challenged his class when they came in to eat healthier, leave off the sugars, and to keep a food diary and to exercise. And that was to encourage each other, the whole class, including himself. I didn't stick to it too well, but I want you to know I left off sugar. I have a thing of sugar near my coffee. My husband uses sugar. I did without any natural table sugar.
Wow.
Yes. So I'm just maintaining the same weight, but I'm doing better. So I want to thank him for that challenge. I'm so glad to have been in his class at the time because I'm like, wow, this is really healthy. I'm learning about biology and then learning to make sure I remember to eat healthy. You know, so it's is great that you are able to do this and you look beautiful.
You feel better about yourself too when you're doing, you know, exercise and you're paying attention to what it is that you're putting in your body. You feel better. It's like you said, you feel more confident.
Okay, and then because your body feels better. I know that when I eat kale, I was eating it, but now I eat it raw. If I don't have time to make a salad, I just chop it up and just eat it. I don't get a chance to put everything out, just eat it. When I don't have it for 2 days, my body is like craving it, begging for it. You know, I put some other vegetables in there sometimes, but kale especially, and I noticed the difference. And it is healthier. Now, when did you start, you know, yourself being becoming healthier, you know, physically fit?
Well, I was always athletic, even in high school. I got a scholarship to DePaul University to run track, and then post track and field is when my graduation is when I started my personal training practice. So it's been ongoing. I would say anywhere from 10 to 12 years that we've been pushing the program.
All right, that's good. Any closing words?
Well, hopefully I'll see everyone in January at our weight loss challenge. Visit our website at chicagofit4life.com. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Jerry, and I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
Absolutely.
It's so good having you, and so good having
Thank you.
you too. Oh, this is great. Then you see, and then check the website out. You'll see all the other young people and middle-aged people who've lost quite a bit of weight from this weight loss challenge of fitness. So you've been watching Report to the People. Don't go away. We have more for you. We have another guest for you, Mother Helen Sinclair. We'll be right back. Don't touch your dial, but get up and exercise a bit, okay?
Yes. All right.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching Report to the People, the second half of our show. I'm Jerry Patterson. Of course, you knew that. My guest now is the lovely, honorable Queen Mother Helen Sinclair. Most of you know her through the prison ministries or Rainbow Push. And some of you just know her from the hood, doing good, always in the hood. Mother Helen Sinclair, as we call her, because she is a mother to many of us. She is a queen. In our culture, we call our older ladies of honor and high esteem queens. And this lady has been a queen for many years.
Thank you.
Welcome to my show,
Thank you.
Report to the People.
I'm glad to be here.
You are so wonderful and so welcome. Yes. And your mother was Jessie Ma Houston.
Right.
There's a park that many of you have seen right across from Rainbow Push at on Drexel Boulevard, kind of across a little park. A young lady was visiting in town, and I said, no, we have to walk over here. We're going to Push, but we have to walk across the street here and go to visit this park. There were some children playing there, but I just wanted to, just for her to have that honor of going to the park, to know who this park was named after, Jessie Ma Houston. And I'm so glad that I got a chance to meet her. Many times we don't know that we're in the presence of greatness when we are there. So I'm so glad I've been in the
Thank
presence
you.
of your greatness. I met you through the late Dr. Margaret Burroughs. We came out of the Chicago Cultural Center one day. We were there with the Illinois Coalition Against the Death Penalty at that time. And of course, a few other things we went to. And she said, I want you to meet someone. This is Mother Helen Sinclair, Queen Mother Helen. And I looked at her because I said, Mother, they're about the same age. I
That
think
was
she
my-
would say sister.
That was my running buddy.
That was your running buddy. The two of you will go together downstate Illinois
all over.
to the prisons all over. If something needs to be done, you can count on these two grand ladies to be there, taking the lead. I appreciate that. Many people appreciate that. Now tell us about Ma Houston. This was your Ma.
Yeah, my mother, Ma Houston. I learned from my mother. People ask a lot of questions. She said, well, her father, Doc Woods, had taught her that sometimes if you listen, you'll get the answer to whatever it is that you want to know. So that was one of the best things that I learned. And also that they came from Blackman, Louisiana, right after slavery. And it makes me think about that movie they had where they were all trying to get away
Yes.
and get to another state. And so they got all the way to Arkansas. And I keep hearing about Arkansas. People are very strong. And I thought about it. I said, yes, I know Arnett Hubbard from Arkansas, Danny Davis from Arkansas, Clinton from Arkansas, Helena Sinclair from Arkansas.
Helena, Arkansas, Mr. Stroger, what was
Right,
his-
all them
from
Arkansas people.
Mary McLaurin,
Yeah.
the Hall family from Arkansas.
We don't be playing. We
Forest
fight.
City, Arkansas. And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Born and raised right here in Chicago, Illinois, by way of Mississippi and Arkansas.
Yeah. Well, I got here because my mother married an older man she met in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
All
You know,
right.
people go there to take those baths.
Yes.
And evidently she went there. I didn't never ask her how she met my father and all of that, but seemed like he was kind of prominent in those days, being a cook, a chef cook, and also a carpenter. And, well, he was pretty smart. So anyway, he had two sons, and one of the sons, somehow they arrested him and said he stole some penny candy. And that shows you how much candy was worth in that day.
A penny.
Right. And so it was like Emmett Till. They said he had, and in that time, basically they didn't really have juvenile facilities for children. And I'd like to say, brag on Illinois, that we were the first state to start having the juvenile separate. So a lot of things about Illinois, you know, have been bad in the last week or two, but we got some good things we can be proud
have, and
of.
wasn't that in part attributed to Jane Addams? With the
Right, because she worked very hard here.
Yes.
Yeah, now they have finally made a street named after her, which I can't seem to find, but anyway.
It's somewhere near the
Up
Jane
that way.
Addams Center is still there down near Morgan Street,
Right.
somewhere near the around the
Right.
University of
And so
Illinois.
when my mother, when she got the news that my brother was dead and buried, and it had been, you know, a little while, and she, with her red hair and fiery eyes and stuff, she wrote to the people in charge and said, why didn't they tell her about her son? Because she said that little white boy, you all kept him out 10 days till his people could come. So they said, well, we don't have facilities to embalm little black boys. So that was the start of it. Nobody would embalm him. So he was buried. I think a lot of people were buried in one common grave at
That's
that
right.
time. So my mother and father decided that wasn't the right place for them. And so that's when they decided to come to Chicago. And I think that my grandmama was up there with them. And so that my mother stayed there until the grandma passed. But my father came here. And I was so proud of my father. That's why I feel sorry for people that didn't know their fathers.
Yes.
Because my father died when I was 8, but I mean, I have never stopped remembering him because he was the person who always had me on his shoulder with all the parades of whatever was going on in Chicago. And also he had put money in Bingham Bank for me, and he bought stock in
Bingham Bank.
Bingham Bank, 35th and State Street.
That's right.
And also he had bought me some stock in Supreme Liberty Life.
Yes.
And so I have to remember and when he died, I just said, oh, no. And when I got older and stuff and I would have a problem, I said, if my daddy was here, this would not be happening to me.
And that's true.
But
if your daddy was here. So, ladies and gentlemen, parents, for you fathers, know that your child is saying that too. If my daddy was here,
that's right, they brag on
this
that.
wouldn't happen. And that is so true. You fathers are so important in the lives of your children that are growing up. You mold and you shape them. You shape their thinking, their attitudes, everything about them. They need you there.
Yes.
So I'm going to drop a word on you. Stop dropping babies everywhere. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
All right. Yeah, and you know what? It is good if they're planned. If they're planned, it's a good thing.
Yes, but most of these young guys, they're not playing. They're not planned. And then they don't stick around long enough, even through the pregnancy.
And
But that's
yeah.
another show, another
Right,
story.
right.
So stop it.
Yeah, one
Stop
of the
it.
things that I think is bad, though, is that some of the mothers throw that up to children, just like your old daddy.
Yes.
And that is not a good thing.
It's not.
If he's in trouble, he's in trouble. Don't compare them
That's
to
right.
him.
Compare him
'Cause
to
they'll
the
never
good
forget it.
things. Well, that's what I loved about your dad. That's what attracted me to your dad. The good things about you, son. You're just so smart. You ask questions to learn. That's why I like your father. We had a relationship. Do that, but nothing negative.
Yeah, I know when I first started doing prison ministry, and that's been many years ago, that I would tell the young men, write to your children. Well, I said, I don't want to hear about she.
That's right.
I want you to write to them. I know we went to Lawrence, which is far from Chicago, Lawrence Correctional Center.
All right.
And those young men were sitting there, and that's what came to my mind to tell them. I said, we're here for Black History, but what I want to tell you is to write to your children.
Yes.
They looked at me real funny. I said, I don't care whether they're living with their grandmama. I don't care where they are. You write.
That's
And
right.
so one brother, well, they all jumped up and ran back to their, as Dr. Burris called, condominiums.
Yes.
Because it seemed like they didn't know they could do that. And then I realized that one told us at Stateville, he said, you know, I wrote to my son, I wrote to him, and said one day he came to visit my mother. He saw a letter with his name on it,
All right.
and he was so excited. So I don't want the excuse.
They know that they belong.
Right. You don't want the excuse, well, she's not going to let him have it or whatever. You don't do it. You write it.
It's a relationship.
Lord gonna take care of the rest.
That's right. He works overtime. As you
Overtime.
remind, he works at night. He works the night
While
shift.
we sleep, man, he got it going on.
That's right. So your mother used to go to the prisons.
She started at Cook County Jail when there was one building.
Yes,
And that's
one building.
Many years ago.
So she started when there was one building, and of course, you know, there were people who joined with her, and the prison ministry has grown. And the prison ministry, there are more of you that can join, you know, through your organizations, your churches, Rainbow Push, Jesse Ma Houston Prison and Jail Ministry, because the work is great. There, you see how large the prisons are. The complex is large, all downstate. More people are needed in this ministry.
I know that 82% of them were coming out. I don't know, 2015, I don't know, but I know back in 2014 we were saying 82% of the young men and women in the prison will come out.
They will
and
come
they
out.
will come to where you live because that's where they came from.
That's right. And so they need the help. They need the spiritual guidance, the emotional guidance, help while they are there. And although they're coming out, there's work to be done there.
A lot of it.
Yes, a lot of it. So your mother started the prison ministry. She would go, and as a younger person, you go with her?
Yeah, I would go with her because I don't know. I've been following my mother ever since. I guess I don't know why I did that. Only child. That's the other thing.
Okay.
Because most people have sisters and brothers, and I had only my mom.
Yes.
Until I was about 12, and that's when my brother, the other brother, came and found me because I told you one of them got killed in the prison.
Yes.
Cummings Prison Farm.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other one, he had run away when I was born. I guess he said, we don't want to be that little old girl.
Oh.
And so somehow or other he found out the year after my father died where we were.
Mm-hmm.
And my mama told him to come on.
And he
came up
didn't
there.
have Facebook, but he still found you.
Yeah, he found it.
Wow.
And I adored my brother.
I know
I
you
adored
did.
my brother. There's nobody in the world I loved more than I did. Well, my daddy, but,
Yes, but
he
your
took
brother.
the place of my
Yes,
dad.
and guys did that back in the day. So, and then your mother was doing the prison ministry as long as she could, and you're still doing it. And you
Yeah.
also were with Dr. Margaret Burroughs.
Well, she
You
started
both-
working with me. She said she wanted to keep my mother's dream going.
Yes.
So she was with me for 25 years.
All right.
We used to have a good time.
You were a team.
We were a good time. It was so funny because
And neither of these ladies drove a car. They
No,
didn't
I
drive.
did.
I mean, you did, but
I was
part
driving.
of the time then.
but we were lost. And she would say, I can't help you, but I'm with you. I said, that's all
That's
I
right.
need. As long as you sitting here on this side, however lost we are, if you with me, we go from one Holiday Inn to the other trying to find out which one we were supposed to be at.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Danny, thank you. It takes a team. A team makes the teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Yes,
You ladies
indeed.
made the dream work.
Yeah.
You know, and it's still going today. Now you're working with the organization Paradigm.
Yes. See, what it is we work in the prisons.
Yes.
Mostly.
All right.
But when the young men say we're going to be discharged and we're going home, can you help us find some place to go?
Yes.
And that's why the Paradigm would be the ones that we would be working with, because he would have all of the information about jobs and about housing. And in fact, some people came here from Israel, and one of them had a son who was being discharged from the prison,
Yes.
and they could not find any place for him to live.
Yes.
And so we gave it to Mr. Henry.
Yes, that's at Paradigm Group Services Center, located at Metropolitan Apostolic Community Church at 4100 South Michigan, here in Chicago.
King Drive.
Dr. Martin Luther King Drive,
Yeah, right on.
here in Chicago. Yes.
Yeah, we really need that, because they really don't like for you to say where they can go when you're in the prison. You know,
That's
they get really
right.
upset, because I know my team brought a card in one time, and they had a fit.
Mm-hmm.
They wrote them all up, you know. Well, they want to know somewhere to go, so now we can give them this information
Yes.
when they come
yes.
out. Because when you think about somebody being away from home, maybe leaving at 17 years of age, he's a
right.
kid, and coming back 25 years later, he has no idea where to go.
It's like living in the future, or future shock. Everything has changed. Services, the system, everything has changed. The buildings have changed.
Some of them are gone, yeah.
Some
Well,
of them
a lot
are
of them came
gone.
out of different, like Cabrini Green or Robert
It's
Taylor.
gone. The neighborhood is gone. Your infrastructure is gone. So with the adult probation, services, the parolee, they need help. These
Oh,
are some of the
definitely.
help that they need of employment. How to prepare for employment, someplace to live first. Services such as just getting food. You know, to take care
And a lot
of
of times,
themselves.
when I know a young man that came out once and came to push, they discharged him from Tams, and Tams was far, far from here.
About 5 hours.
You wouldn't be able to tell
believe.
me how you'd come out of a prison where they brought you in a bus where you couldn't see out the window,
Yes.
and they hand you $10 and tell you to go. That man went back in there. He
$10.
said, "I'm not going because I don't know how to go. Where am I going?"
That's right.
So unless they have someone who's going to meet them, and most of them don't, because they're folks, most of them lose people while they're there.
They are people. have
Somebody's going to
forgotten.
die while you're in there, so you may as well try to keep yourself out of that prison.
That's right.
You're going to lose some loved ones. You're
You
going to
are.
lose them.
You know, but you're gonna lose some loved ones. You're gonna lose that essential contact person. So it's important for the entire family
Yeah.
to keep up with them and help as much as you can, and it won't be so traumatic. Of course, the people that say they did the crime, they do the time, but we're finding that so many are in there that were innocent. But nevertheless, it's supposed to be a rehabilitation place. But we can just help them when you go there, you can help them spiritually, and then when they come out, the services that will help them
Yeah.
transition, so that they will not then be a menace to society.
Yeah, I met one
menace to themselves and
at the
society.
Paradigm meeting a Tuesday,
Yes.
Thursday when I was there. A young man was there, and he said, "I just got out of Dixon. I was at Dixon Sunday."
Yes.
And we were there that Sunday, and he said, "I just got out of there." And he was telling me the things that he went through. I said, "I really like to meet the ones who come out,
Yes.
because there's a lot of secrets in there." And what I wanted to do was make the prisons more transparent.
Yes.
I would really like for more churches and synagogues to really get involved, not just go there to preach.
That's right.
But go there to see what's going on. Also, if you have books, have book clubs or have art classes, so the people can come out human.
That's right. Dr. Margaret Burroughs went there. She had the poetry classes.
Yeah, creative writing and art.
And art.
And some of those brothers are still painting, and some of them who have been released have their own art studios right now.
That's right. And then they can make a living.
Oh, yes.
They're using the creative forces within themselves that they have, that God gave them. Now they can be on the right track.
Yeah.
And create a living for themselves.
Right. And
and
some
teach
didn't
someone
know
else.
Some of them had no idea that they
had
could paint or anything
They
until they
didn't.
got there.
They did.
Yeah, and people ask these questions. Why didn't they do it? Well, they didn't know they could do it.
That's right.
So that why business, take that why and turn it to I think I'll go help.
And just help. Don't stand on the sidelines, wonder why.
Because therefore,
but for the grace of God,
right.
there go I.
And that's what we say, because I know some very highly educated people with very high ranking jobs and things that had a drink too many. See, that's another thing people don't realize. This lady had some grown daughters and everything, and they came to push them. How come our mother's in prison? She went to a bridge club or whatever she went to. She had some drinks.
Yes.
Somebody got killed.
Yes, right.
Somebody got killed, and then
when you're under the influence, you are just that, under the influence. So you're overcome by spirits. That's why they call alcohol spirits. So you have no control of yourself. You lose control of yourself, and you have to have your wits about you, self-control at all times. Yeah. So it's unfortunate that parents end up in prison and the children don't understand. So you have services that kind of talk to the children, help them.
Yeah, we try our best.
Yes. Yeah. And you're I'd say a fixture at Rainbow Push just about every week. You're one of the, I'd say, founding members.
My mom was, like I said,
your mother.
I followed behind her all the time. I was like her shadow. You know, it was so funny because I started writing for the Chicago Courier. Because my mama started everything that I do, I guess.
Wonderful. Good example.
She started writing for the Courier. So then I started writing a column. And my daughter also. So my mom had a whole page. And that was a good thing. And so all these young people were going to Chicago Theological Seminary.
Yes.
Reverend Jackson and Clay Evans, and most of those ministers were going there and getting their theological education when Dr. King came along and needed them. And so quite a few of them that were there, Dave Wallace and just quite a few of them. And so they said, well, we're going to let our education go for a minute.
That's right.
And Reverend Jackson, he's a football player and everything. He came there and was going to that. So my mother, Reverend Barrow, Reverend Addie White.
Yes.
Those were the three women who would go every Saturday too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Strong
They weren't so hot on women like they aren't so hot on them now, but those three women were there at the
Not
beginning.
yet, but they're coming.
I know.
They're
Well,
coming. You older ones
listen.
are setting the pace and the example for them. Our young women have to get back to the mentality that you all had. We're going to let something go for now, but to put this agenda first. This is important because this is helping our people. And it takes a group of strong women to do it. Many times, even in the Bible, you see of things that got started was women.
Oh, definitely.
The scriptures liken women unto ants. If anybody just look it up, check that out on Google, young people, about ants and bees, what they do, how they work together. Remember, I said the teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes.
There was this past summer a beehive that just got in my lilac tree. And I didn't get rid of it. I didn't want to get rid of it. I said, it's a strange reason that this large beehive is there. So I did my research on the bees. I kept hearing a lot of things in scriptures about bees. Bees will leave one place a few of them will go and scout out a better place, and they'll go back to the others. They'll hum and be, making the noise, and they know the song, and they will follow. They'll say, okay, we found a new location. Sometimes they'll stop on the way to their desired location just for a while. They'll build a beehive there and stay. The queen, mother bee, comes along.
Let me read my poem I wrote about the queen bee.
Oh,
I just happen to have it with me.
I'm so glad. Go ahead.
The queen bee.
Yes.
Uh-oh. I am the queen bee. All of my bees take care of me.
That's right.
I mate only once in my life, but 4,000 bees can come from me. My drones work and slave for me. There's only one of me. As my workers' bees clean and feed me, they work hard and pollinate flowers and food. However, my bees are not able to fly unless the temperature is high. When it's cold, my bees' wings will not work. Without me and my bees, there would be no plants. Without plants, there would be no bees. And without bugs, there would be no our bees. There would be no life. Because they're telling me if those bees stop pollinating, a lot of things we won't be eating.
And notice she said how they work together.
Oh, definitely.
They work together.
And they take
that
orders
was written
too.
by your girlfriend.
This was written by me.
Oh, that was
She
written by
published
you.
my book.
She published your
Yeah,
book.
it says,
You
"Did I
wrote it.
promise you a rose garden?"
Yes.
And the reason why I wrote that, I don't know whether people realize that many years ago when people had a mental problem, they would put them away.
And
they said something.
Insane asylum.
Right. And they would say, well, we did this and we did that, but we didn't promise you a rose garden. It's rough in here. Mm-hmm. And so I picked that up. I said, now people go through a lot of things. They say, well, why don't they do this? Why don't they say, we didn't promise you a rose garden? Because a rose garden is beautiful. It smells good. They didn't promise that.
Plus, it's beautiful, but then you have to be careful. There are thorns along the stem.
They hurt.
They hurt. They hurt as though a knife went into you.
Oh, yeah.
They are. They didn't promise. I love that. I think that's why I like Vincent van Gogh. He did his...
You like my favorite artist, huh?
He is my favorite artist.
Vincent van Gogh.
He did his best work while he was put away in the insane asylum. That's what they call it. But when he was in their mental health place then, he did his best work. I love Starry Nights. I love it.
You know
and the
funny?
other work, because he did his best work then.
This is funny.
It is.
It is funny because my husband and I, sometimes we would say, we're going to skip buying that chicken. We're going to go down to the Art Institute. We're going to buy a copy of Vincent van Gogh. Can you believe that? People would look at us like we were crazy.
Okay, see, you're akin to Vincent van Gogh. That's what I say, okay? I'm like him,
Sometimes
if
you
I
don't
can
tell
see and
people
understand,
that
I love
you
to tell
buying
you.
art and you don't have such and such a thing. Yes, we're buying art.
That's right. And that painting, he couldn't sell. But later, what was 95, it sold for $85 million, the original. He couldn't give it away. But it had meaning.
Oh, yeah. Really.
So we just don't know. The work that you are doing, with Rainbow Push, with the, the Jesse Ma Houston prison and jail ministry, there more people are needed to do the work that you're doing. You also are ordained. You are an ordained minister. A lot of people don't realize that.
I know. One thing about it, my team goes to Stateville every second Sunday for services.
Yes.
But they also go there on other Sundays and they teach the Bible.
Yes.
So that means we're at one of these prisons every Sunday in the year. And so they were going and the people were treating them very strangely. And they were always doing something to them. And one day I said, I want everybody here to come with the collar on.
All right.
Boy, when them people came in with those collars on, the one who just came here, she had hers on, Minister Mac Williams had hers on, and they said, wait a minute, so you have a team, because you have one of everything. I have an apostle, I have a pastor, I have an evangelist, every title in the Christian I have.
You have, that's every title that is, you had teachers that was mentioned in the Bible.
Right.
The gifts
Right.
that were given to each one, and they operate in that.
Yes.
And take it outside of the four walls of the church to those, well, as the scripture says, you, as Matthew 25:35, I believe it is.
My mama had it painted on the side of her station wagon.
All right, that you go to those that are in prison, you feed the hungry, all of these things that true ministers of God is to do.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of Isaiah 61, when Christ opened the scrolls to read, that I have been anointed to preach to the poor.
Oh, yeah.
The poor in spirit. I've been anointed to release the captives, to set them free from the mental anguish, the mental shackles, everything else in their lives. God has anointed you to do that in your team. And we just thank you.
One was so happy she retired from her job the day before Thanksgiving, so she's really happy. Now she can really get out and do it. One of the things that, this is so beautiful being here, but one of the things that I was really concerned about that I wanted to make sure that I remembered, because every time it gets close to December the 4th, I think about Fred Hampton.
Fred Hampton,
I never forget that. I said,
that's
I
right, on
Fred
the west
Hampton.
side of Chicago.
I love Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton marched with Ma Houston.
Ma Houston.
We had a school on the west side that was not treating our children right at all.
And they stood up.
And they marched.
They marched.
And the principal told me, I'm out of here because of Fred Hampton and Ma Houston, I got to go.
That's right.
She said, Helen, I thought you were my friend. I said, I'm your friend. But my children
come first.
Come first.
Yes. And they took the lead, and they did it non-violently.
Oh, yeah.
They did it non-violently. We're going to come back. We're out of time. And we'll talk about some of these heroes, because we need those examples for our young people today.
Yes, we do.
With everything going on in Chicago and around the nation, we want you to do things peacefully and the right way. Dr. Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, all of them follow that pattern. We want you to stand on our shoulders and get changes made, but you're going to do so peacefully.
Yes.
You are going to have justice or else, but we're going to do it peacefully. More will get done. We will see you the next time. It has been my pleasure to have you on Report to the People. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our report, and we will be back the next time.
Okay. Peace if possible, but justice at any rate. That's DuSable's motto.
DuSable, and that was in the museum. The name of the museum
and that's my school too.
Yes, DuSable and Wendell Phillips. Wendell Phillips, the champions, world public, the public league championship in football. Congratulations.
Yes.
That is our alma mater.
Yes.
Thank you and congratulations. You're watching Report to the People.
Right.
Go Phillips.
Yes, indeed.